Hello.
Hi, welcome everybody to the Commentary Zone TCZ News Edition. And oh my lord, this poor
This,
Todd Chrisley situation.
this is just a little update because Todd did another podcast where he talks about his impending lawsuit with Katie Joy.
Yeah.
So I've been checking Pacer every day to see if and when these court papers drop. But according to Todd, he's definitely moving forward with this lawsuit. He said, he's confirmed that the two sides have been in communication, lawyer to lawyer, and he's moving full steam ahead. He's
Mm-hmm.
taken no prisoners. He's very upset, and he said he's looking to put without crystal ball out of business.
Well, he also said he's so shady. He's like, this isn't about money because she has none. Um,
Yeah, she thought there was no access. Like he said, like, there's no. This is not about money, because there's
He
no
wants
access to get.
information. Yeah, he wants phone numbers, like call logs or something like that, because he
Right.
has snapshots, and he also states that there has been some cleaning on her channel, but he
Hmm.
already has all of the videos recorded, he says. But he just needs these phone numbers to like verify the the snapshots, I guess, of the
Right.
messages back and forth between
Right.
her and his daughter.
Yes, and to confirm when like the conversations took place, just to know what was said and just to put the pieces together. Basically,
I
he's
guess
not like he
establish
said.
a timeline or something like
That's
that.
what it seems to be a
Hmm.
lot of timeline establishing. And what really struck me is like he mentioned that, oh, we're going to discovery. We want discovery because
Hmm.
I want the information, and he's going to do what he has to do to get it.
He
And go ahead.
no, he mention a part where he said that uh KJ actually said it was his daughter who gave her the information.
He did say that, and he's also said that he's like, we already know all this. This is what we're coming for. I'm gonna make sure that you don't do this to any other reality TV star, any other family ever again.
Hmm.
He's going full force on this, and he was so shady because he read out some text messages, like, I think Lindsay's like, I'm gonna paraphrase, like, don't verbatim, but something like, you know, she seems like a good person, yada yada yada. Like she's not a ally to the LGBTQ plus, um, movement. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, that's not good.
At one point, he said that somebody was questioning his sexuality. Who was that?
I'm not sure who it was. I think he took it to mean without a crystal ball because he said that within these messages that without crystal ball would say, I tried to, like, Lin she like something like to the effect like she was trying to question his sexuality, but Lindsay wouldn't participate
Thank
in the
goodness.
conversation.
How could, if this was your friend, why would you go after their family?
Because what it is that what Todd is thinking, from what I'm gathering with all the pieces from the previous two podcasts and this one, that Lindsay went to without crystal ball to put out certain information. Like Lindsay went to Crystal Ball and said, "Hey, I got this info. Can you put it out for me?" And without crystal ball was like, "Yeah, I got this." But it seems that without crystal ball may have went overboard because she's not a fan of Todd Chrisley. That's the way it's playing out. Because he read off some text messages. I'm like, wow. And then he said, well, I was thinking, like, if this is your best friend, why would you say things like this?
Hmm.
This doesn't sound like a best friend to me.
And then so if I was in the position that KJ is in, and a daughter comes to me with malicious or slanderous or whatever story about her own family, her parent,
Hmm.
wouldn't I have to take a step back and go, why is this being done? What I would be hesitant to put that out. And then did she
Hmm.
verify it?
I don't. I can't say yes or no because we don't know. We have to see all the evidence and all the, like, all the paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
But based on previous behavior, she's not the best researcher or the best at verifying information. And I'd say that to go back to the Toxie Westbrook lawsuit and how that played out.
Todd, I put the link in our description below to the Chrisley Todd Chrisley podcast. In the beginning, it's like Julie talking about something normal. Just keep on fast, going skipping by 30 seconds or whatever. And you'll get to when he starts to talking.
Right. And then
Buckle up.
to answer your question, um, so with her platform, I think she had a good sized platform at that time because we have to remember this is like what, a year or so ago.
Hmm.
So for her, she's like, "Oh, I'm getting this exclusive straight from the family."
Hmm.
So now, normally, I think most of us would take pause, like, "This is family business. I shouldn't get
Hmm.
involved." But when you're in the blogging sphere and you have a chance to break a story, some people would choose a chance to break that story, and I think that's what she did.
I know I wouldn't. I,
It's for me. It's more. This is a family. This is a family fight. Y'all handle it.
yeah, I wouldn't be getting involved in that because I know that that's his daughter. I would be like, what are you doing? Don't get me involved in that mess.
Right. I agree because I think when you're reporting on anything, you have to have your own set of morals and standards, and certain lines you don't cross. And some people's lines are closer to the black side than other people. They're willing to like break a story, just to be on top and be able to say, "Hey, I broke this story." And at the end of the day, there's nothing. It's nothing wrong. There's nothing illegal
Mhm.
to do it. It's just you have to look within inside yourself and say, "Hey, is this worth it?"
I mean,
And go ahead.
in the a thought just occurred to me. I wonder if I have that opinion now because, our little Dinkity Donk channel is not monetized. But if we like had 10,000
Mhm.
subscribers and, we were getting monetized and what all from YouTube, it just occurred to me like, would I think any differently, or would I just go just to get the subs or the views or and the
Mhm.
monetary compensation or whatever? And honestly, again, I would hesitate. I couldn't do it.
I think I would. I'm with you. I would hesitate, but what I would do is this. I was like, you know what? Let me reach out to so and so and ask a couple. Let me ask some questions. At least that way you have both sides and you can present both sides, and you won't find yourself in sticky situations.
Well,
But
here's the thing. Like, this is YouTube. Like,
mhm,
I'm not a journalist. I'm not a reporter.
mhm,
And frankly, I just don't care that much about this situation. To be quite honest, I'm not that nosy. I just don't feel, if I don't have like a journalistic background, a legal background, or anything
mhm,
like that, that I would be qualified
right,
to dish on something like that and feel protected
right.
against legal repercussions. What is KJ's background?
I mean, she used to write for an online blog, I think it is, called Pathos. So she's done that, and she went from that to YouTube. So she does say that she's a journalist,
What?
and people say that she's not. That's not for me to decide, but I would think you would do your due diligence in these situations just to protect yourself and to be fair. I understand, like, you want to be the first to break the story. I understand you. This is a chance for you to have a big payday, but I always feel you should always be cautious and you should always be able to tell both sides of a story, because what it does, it takes out your bias, and I think that's where the crux of the issue is, that she doesn't like Todd Chrisley from what we've seen and what we've heard and what we've seen in print. Um, and that kind of cloud, that bias can cloud you and not make the best decisions. So in this situation, it caught up to her again. I mean, you've already gone through this with Tati Westbrook and her husband. Now you're into this situation. This is a pattern of behavior that leads nowhere but down a bad road. Now I don't fault her for wanting to, like, get a good scoop. I don't. Who really doesn't? If we're being honest, who doesn't want to get a good scoop? But I think a good scoop should not put your business and your livelihood at risk.
She's the one who said that her husband lost his job due to, you know, C-19, right? Last year? It was
I'm not
her?
sure. I don't think it
Oh,
was her.
okay.
I think what it is, her husband hasn't worked in a little bit, and they take care. He just, a modern day dad, which is cool. I don't mind it if if, like, without crystal balls making enough money to support her family. I'm here for it because it's no different than a man going to work and providing for his family while his wife stays home and takes care of the child. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just feel that when you are the sole breadwinner, you really need to exercise more caution, especially with people who have no problem suing other people.
And he said he got all the time in the world. He's guys, listen to the podcast. The things Todd Chrisley says, like,
Hmm.
he ready.
Yeah, he's all come for me.
Yeah.
Please do. He's like, my door is open.
Yep.
You'll walk. I think sometimes you'll walk in, but you limp back. I'm like, oof.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I think before that he said, you know what, I'm not the B for you. He's, I can guarantee you're in training. I'm certified. I was like, okay, yep, I'm done. He's not playing these type of games.
Yeah.
And this is why you always have to um, get both sides.
Mhm.
Look at both sides. Do your best to be fair because you can get a good scoop. And
Mhm.
I always like the articles and the reporters who, okay, I got this good story, but I got this person's side. Let me go to this person's side. And I think that's all it really is. Before you go repeating information, at least check it out first. Like
Mhm.
Todd did, before Todd Chrisley came out with before he went live and with what he was going to do, he made sure to get all the information he could, like the
Mhm.
screenshots, the text messages, the Twitter.
Mhm.
I mean, he has people in Twitter and Instagram sending him
And her
stuff. So
videos,
in her
all of her
videos,
videos.
he
Yeah.
said we already have them all downloaded, so that's
Yeah.
neither here nor there. So before he looked at everything, and apparently there was a lot. So he went through all that, and then he went public because he had pretty much almost every angle covered. He's just missing the direct piece from her, and that's really what he's going for. Because it's dangerous for someone to come after your business like that. I mean, I don't want to see that for her. I really don't, because at the end of the day, she is the sole breadwinner for her family. But when you have a consistent pattern of not of the best behavior, there is going to be someone who stands up against you and stands strong. And Todd Chrisley, at this time, appears to be that person. He's said on Twitter he wanted to clear some things up. Like, people have been saying, like, why is it not filed in her home state? What's going on? Like, I feel bad for her that people really want her to get sued. I really do. But he said, you know what? We got this. Basically, he said, we're taking our time and we're going to file this correctly. And the fact that they're taking their time on filing lets me know he's really, to me, it feels like he's really going to go through with this.
Well, he said that they're now, like, he sent correspondence to her attorney.
Hmm.
Her attorney responded back. He sent back, and so now they're waiting for a response from her attorney.
Yes, because
So
he said
it's sort
what
of in motion.
it's sort of in
Sort
motion, but nothing official.
of.
So he said, like, her lawyer hasn't responded to his last two emails from his lawyer,
Yes.
and he said,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you didn't pay him or what's going on there, but we haven't had a response yet. I'm like, okay. For me, I like I said, I don't want to see her sued, but I don't think settling with her is going to teach her any kind of lesson.
The way how Todd sounded, I don't think he's in a mindset to settle, because he was like, you gonna learn not to come after the Chrisley family.
He did, but he did say the only way this is ever going to remotely get settled is like, you're going to do a full retraction, like full retraction. And
Mm-hmm.
at this point, I can't see a full retraction being enough for him.
Yeah, but maybe his attorney said say that and see if we can nudge her,
That's fair.
in the right.
Hmm.
It might not be what you want the outcome to be, but if we can get this done without ever going into court, it'll be
Hmm.
best for all parties concerned.
Agreed. But I agree with you. The way he's sounding, like that he is going to press forward. As I
Mm-hmm.
said, right now, technically these are allegations, as I don't see any, lawsuits in Pacer as of now.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone happens to find that or it comes alive, please send it. Let me know and I'll reach out to you directly. But as it
Mm-hmm.
stands now, we know that both parties are in conversation with, via lawyers. Um, Todd Chrisley, you know, plans to move forward. And I do want to read this little excerpt from, I want to say it was posted on Twitter. No, this was, okay, so I saw this post on Twitter, but it looks like it was from Facebook. And I found it posted by, I want to say the Twitter handle is Alexander Supertramp, if I recall correctly. So I just wanted to read that for you guys. Please allow me one moment.
Mm-mm-mm. Love these names.
All right. So yes, this does look like it's from Facebook. And I'm just gonna read it out. This was posted on Thursday, August 5th, 8:19, I guess Minnesota time. So here's what it says. She says, "My lawyers are handling everything. Mr. and Mrs. Christie should focus on their upcoming hearing on August 13th. A judge is ruling on their evidence suppression they requested. Federal criminal cases take precedence to civil cases. Reporting on his criminal case is not against the law. Freedom of speech and the press allows for reporting on public figures. I have not defamed the Chrisleys. Public records from their criminal case were used to report. Reading what the U.S. government alleges is not defamation. Demanding I give up my private communication with his daughter, which is not relevant to my reporting of public documents, is violation of my freedom of speech and of the press. Lindsay Chrisley has never provided me any information about their criminal case. The Chrisleys are innocent until proven guilty. They are both facing up to 30 years in prison according to U.S. government. Filing a civil lawsuit while in the middle of a criminal case will end up with the case being tabled until his criminal case is resolved. Thank you."
Is that what she's hoping for?
Yes. I mean, from what I know with law, and it's very little,
Mm-hmm.
You can have two cases going on at one time.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you can.
And then my thing is, I don't think who's this. But my thing is, who's to say he's not bringing criminal charges? Because remember, the reason why I say that is because he said, "I'm not after money," which would be a civil suit. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
not after money, are you filing criminal charges?
Oof.
I'm gonna look up something real quick. Can defamation or libel be filed as criminal charges? Uh, in some states, okay. So it says under code, it looks like SS46. My apologies. Um, provide codified definition for both libel and slander. In some states, libel can sometimes be charged as a crime and be punishable by fine and jail time.
What is it in where is she? Minnesota?
Yes, so it looks like it varies state by state.
Can you Google to see if slander and defamation are a crime in the state of Minnesota? Just
Uh,
for,
yes, of course. I'm
S
going
and
to check right
G's.
now. Let's see. Mm, okay, so it says, according to Google, and this is why I put in Google, I put in can defamation for libel be filed as criminal charges in Minnesota. And here's what it says. It says Minnesota is one out of a handful of states where you could face jail time for defamation of
Oh
character.
my God.
The laws regarding defamation in Minnesota classifies defamation as both a civil and criminal act.
Oh dear.
So that's yeah, I would be scared at this point.
Oh dear. Well,
I mean, we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how things are filed, and I think the filing is going to be key to how this moves forward, in my opinion.
I'm hoping that the lawyers can smooth
Yes,
things over. There's an exchange of information, willing exchange of
yes,
information, and all parties settle without going to court. I think
yes.
that's the best case scenario, and that's
Hmm.
what I'm hoping for.
Yes, I'm in 100% agreement because I said you may not like either party. Take that out of it. You should never want to see on one side without a crystal ball lose her business and her the ability to support her family. No one should be rooting for that at all. Does she need to be taught a lesson? Yes, I totally agree. She does because there's too many examples of this behavior to keep letting it go and excusing it away. Number two, you should not root for a man and his family to be dragged into the mud and defamed.
Hmm.
No one should want today. No
Yeah.
one should want that.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. So, guys, let us know your thoughts on this. That last part just got a little scary for me. So, leave your
Mhm.
comments below. Let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. Most importantly, tell a friend. We're on the way to 500 subscribers. We hope to
Yes,
get there soon.
thank you everybody who's recently subscribed, who's been with us since the beginning, who supports us, either the live or the replay crew. We appreciate you so much,
Yes.
and keep tuning in because we love doing these stories.
Okay. So, all right, my friend, any final thoughts?
No, we're good.
Until next time,
Of course.
bye.
Bye.